5 weeks of SFL action are already in the books for Season 10. 7 still remain in the regular season. Teams are fighting hard to put themselves in a position for a trip to the playoffs. Tonight, Week 6 begins with 2 teams who are both sitting at 3-2. One will walk away continuing on with a winning record. The other will fall to 500. It's time to get Week 6 of Season 10 underway right now. Good evening, everyone. For the start of Week 6 SFL action, welcome to Liberty Park in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, for a Central Conference showdown between the St. Louis Gladiators and the Sioux Falls Sparrows. 5 degrees chilly this evening, clear skies with a gentle breeze out of the west. You are watching the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music. I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator this evening. Alongside me in the booth is the Bronze Bomber, Matt Wilson. With us on stats, the Great Scott. Matt, Sioux Falls started out strong with a 3-0 record before losing their last 2 games. St. Louis won 3 of their first 4, but they appeared to struggle last week, managing only 1 score in their loss. The St. Louis offense hasn't been known for scoring a ton of points, but they've stayed in games with a ball-hawking defense that nearly leads the league in takeaways this season. What do you think of the matchup tonight?
Well, with the season at its midpoint, this is a game with possible playoff implications. Both teams are battling for the number 2 seed in the Central Conference. The loser could be on the outside looking in come playoff or postseason time.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple players to watch tonight. Sioux Falls quarterback Julian Tyree is currently rated 7th among quarterbacks in the league with over 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, and impressive 72% completion percentage. For St. Louis, keep an eye out for cornerback Aaron Arrington, looking to add to his interception total, currently 4 on the year, tying him for 3rd place in the league. The ball is teed up. Sioux Falls is going to get it first here at home, and the kick is underway. Kick taken back at the 10-yard line, returned up to the 30, where Sioux Falls will take over on offense to get things started. Quarterback Julian Tyree for Sioux Falls will be leading his team out onto the field. And we'll get a look right away at the 2 players that I mentioned to keep an eye on. Tyree under center, Robert Redford, the running back in the backfield. Redford gets the handoff, runs it up the middle. Nice gain of 10 on the first play from scrimmage. Brings us to the 40-yard line with a first down.
Looks like he had a little extra pep in his step on that.
Yeah.
Launched out of a rocket.
Fired right out of a cannon.
I was going to say, Sioux Falls probably wants to throw a lot in this game. That's what they usually do, but tendency breaker.
Well, there you go. Empty backfield this time. 4 receivers and a tight end. Tyree back to throw. Quick dump over the middle. Another gain of 10 yards brings us up to midfield, just a little bit shy of the first down marker. Sean Harrelson with the reception. We'll take a quick look at the Sioux Falls offense. Mentioned Tyree and Harrelson. Also have A.J. Warren at receiver and Michael Moore, the leading receiver on the team with 479 yards, 2 touchdowns on the season. And, of course, we already mentioned Robert Redford, who I'd expect to get the handoff here, but he doesn't. Quick throw out to the left-hand side to Michael Moore for the first down.
There you go. That's his name. There he is.
Take a
That's
look.
what I expect.
Oh, go ahead.
More out of this offense, just more throws, little sprinkling a run in there to keep you honest. But Tyree is a very highly paid quarterback, so they're going to rely a lot on his arm.
Comes out in the power I formation for first down on St. Louis' side of the field here early in the game. And Tyree back to throw again, dumps it down to Redford, who is blasted in the backfield for a loss. Oh, no, that was actually the fullback that he tossed it down to. And
another one of my favorite plays.
Aaron Arrington on the tackle. Take a quick look at the defense. We have Freeman Peltier and Nick Daggs at safety. Colin Douglas, Aaron Arrington at cornerback. Aiden Friday, linebacker. And Manny Eisenhower and Scott LaRue on the defensive line. Tyree in the gun. Back to pass. Throws out to the left-hand side again for a completion to Michael Moore. Gets his way up to the 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yep, playing up to their MO.
So you're expecting to see a little bit of a pass-heavy attack here on the Sioux Falls side of things?
Yeah, over 300 yards a game passing. Yeah, I expect it.
Robert Redford having a decent season, 415 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he is only averaging 3.3 carry. It's a little on the low end of what you would want to see on a strong running attack.
Yeah, which this team is not looking to do.
Tyree throws over the middle and is complete. Hauled in again by Michael Moore. You can see already why he's the leading receiver on the team for another Sioux Falls first down.
Yeah, him and Harrelson are both paid equally, but I guess we know who's the real number one.
Hand off to Redford. Breaks one tackle, can't break two. Brought down by Nick Daggs. Gain of 2 on the play.
Nice play by Daggs. I thought he was going for a while, but nope. Stepped up, made the play.
Have another empty backfield set on 2nd down and 8. No mystery what they're going to do here. Tyree throws over the middle. A flag on the play, but it is hauled in for what would be a first down by Michael Moore.
PI? I'm not sure. I don't think it's a hold.
And it is a pass interference call on number 93 of the defense, but of course that would be declined. And Sioux Falls inside the red zone on their first drive, which has already ticked almost 4 minutes off the clock. Redford with the handoff. Runs up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles. Gain of 5. Nice run.
That's a nice, healthy run. You know, the way St. Louis is set up, their strength is Aiden Friday. He's a very highly paid linebacker, but that's really their only superstar linebacker. So the outside could be open as far as running to the outside. I mean, they do have LaRue on the end, but I would run away from him.
And Tyree back to throw. Another out route to the left. It is caught, and it looks like, I believe he got first down yardage. He did. Once again, I think I'm going to say his name 14,000 times tonight, Michael Moore.
You see these kind of dinking, dunking, they're kind of out routes. They're just kind of these intermediate routes. Like that. They're not bombs, and they're not really too many short dump offs except for the one to the fullback. So, you know, kind of just slowly moving their way down the field.
Well, so far it's working. First and goal from the 8-yard line. Tyree looking, steps up into the pocket, dumps it down to Redford. One-handed catch, but he steps out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Ugh. That throw was a little more accurate. Redford kind of ran into the end zone. He had to come back one-handed.
Yeah, a little behind him, it looked like. So made the catch, but momentum carried him right out of bounds. Which gives us a 2nd and goal from the 5. St. Louis defense huffing and puffing at this point as they're getting quite a workout here in the first quarter.
It's like they're ready for the run, but we'll see if that's what they get.
Tyree hands it off to Redford up the middle. Can't break the tackle. Freeman Peltier with the stop at the 2.
Key stop, but can St. Louis toughen up? Famous 3rd and goal line stand. What's Sioux Falls going to do? This is going to be very interesting to see the play calling.
St. Louis with 5 down linemen. Redford in the backfield. Tyree hands it off to Redford, runs up the middle, stuffed again. Stuffed on that play. That was linebacker Kilroy Kalua. He was actually the one that was called for the pass interference penalty earlier on this drive. Comes up big.
Yeah,
on 3rd down. And we will see the kicking unit on the field for the first time today. Graham Northrup. It's Sammy Prefontaine. Kick is up, nearly blocked, and it is through.
That's a big win for the Gladiators.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense stepped up at the last second and kept 4 points off the board. So bend but don't break.
Took the words right out of my mouth, darn you.
Got to be faster than that, Matt.
Just try to be a nice guy.
So Prefontaine with the ball teed up will kick it off to St. Louis. We will see their offense out on the field for the first time today. Already more than halfway through the first quarter. Kick return taken back to the 27-yard line. 4 minutes, 44 seconds left to go.
I'm interested to see how much the St. Louis offense has changed since we saw them last. It was out route city, and it wasn't very pretty. Maybe they can get Diaz going a little bit more.
So St. Louis quarterback Dylan Sioux making his second start today, dropping back to throw on first down. Throw is complete to Elijah Swaim. And Matt, if you recall the last game that you and I did with St. Louis, Swaim was MIA. I don't know if he was sick or hiding. They just didn't want to use him. But here he is.
It's an out route, and it's a much better. That's a better play than I think I saw all last game in the passing game from St. Louis. So
yeah,
they're well on their way.
Yep, off to a quick start. So I mentioned Dylan Sioux, starting quarterback, making his second start. Had an impressive first outing, 238 yards and a touchdown, 1 pick. Hands the ball off to Denzel Diaz, runs up the middle, spins, can't break away from the tackle. He is brought down at the St. Louis 43-yard line. First down for St. Louis.
That's one tiny man.
5'6", Denzel Diaz. He is, if not the shortest player in the league, he's definitely among the shortest. He's having a decent season too, Matt. 433 yards, averaging 3.5 carry. Only has 2 touchdowns, but he's doing a good job toting the rock so far. Sioux hands it off to Diaz, wide open on the left side. Nice yardage for him there. Finally brought down on the Sioux Falls side of the field, making it across the 50.
One of the all-time goats of the SFL, Parky Chol, was only 5'8". That man led the league in rushing for many a season, so small running backs can definitely succeed in the SFL. They don't always have to be 6'4".
Sioux alone in the shotgun for second down and 2. Sioux Falls showing pressure, but they drop back. Pass is dangerously tipped and is picked off.
Wow, I didn't even know what happened there. I
Nick,
see the replay.
Nick Pop on the interception. That gives him 4 on the season, tying Aaron Arrington on the other side of the field.
Let's see what happens on this play. Oh, yeah.
That's Levant Irvine. Yeah, Levant Irvine from the outside linebacker position gets his big paw up in the air, tips the ball, picked off.
Because it just he must have just got his fingertips on it because the trajectory was still going.
It didn't change much, but it was just enough to be out of reach of the receiver. Not out of reach of Nick Pop. Sioux Falls takes back over. Tyree back to throw, dumps it down to Redford on the right-hand side, tries to plow through a guy, but he can't plow through him. Tackled after a short gain of 3.
That's a Sioux Falls staple. A couple seasons ago, they were known as Swing City, and they would just throw swing pass after swing pass after swing pass, and very successful at it.
Brings up a second down and 7 from the Sioux Falls 44-yard line. Quick pass over to the left side. Michael Moore, a rare drop for him.
Kind of had a slide to grab it a little behind him, and I think that affected his. He did his best.
Yeah, St. Louis was showing a little bit of pressure there, and I think Tyree heard those footsteps and tried to get it out a little too quick. Third down and 7.
To be a big stop for St. Louis with that turnover.
Tyree back to throw, throwing deep over the middle, and it is caught by Moore for a first down.
How does he do it? He got wailed and still get through an accurate ball to Moore. Watch this.
Oh, man.
Yahoo.
He took a cold shoulder to the head. Chad Longstreet from the defensive end spot. Putting a lick on Tyree, but yeah, you're right. He got that throw away.
I don't pay him the big bucks for nothing, folks.
So Tyree has the ball at the 41-yard line. Looking back to throw. Dumps it down again to the left-hand side. No gain on that play. Actually lost a yard once again. That was a dump down to the fullback, Ashley Anderson. Might want
Not as much. Yeah, I miss Truckee already.
Matt's favorite fullback in the league, Truckee Steck. He's not here tonight, Matt.
He can't catch, but he's got a great name.
one of the more fun ones for sure.
Hashtag Team Truckee.
Play action, quick dump down over the middle. Another first down for Sioux Falls. Sean Harrelson making his first catch of the day. Harrelson's actually the second leading receiver on the team, just behind Michael Moore.
What a backbreaker for St. Louis. They had him dead to rights, almost sacked, and now Sioux Falls just doing what they do, slowly moving the ball down the field methodically.
Yeah, Sioux Falls knocking on their door again. A 3-and-out would have been great for the St. Louis defense. Another play action, throw down to the right-hand side, caught by Harrelson again. Gain of 5. I mean, to your point, Matt, having a turnover is one thing, but you don't want to give up points on it. I mean, if you make the mistake on offense, you turn the ball over, but you can get a 3-and-out, get the ball back, no harm, no foul. You can move on
especially since they had him dead to rights. He was going down. He somehow threw that amazing pass. So,
yep.
I mean, just better effort.
Tyree, max protect set, throws over to the right-hand side. It's caught by A.J. Warren. I don't know. I thought he extended the ball past that first down marker. The refs disagree. 3rd down and inches. Maybe we see a little dose of Robert Redford here.
I'm still loving the Sioux Falls play calling. They're running all these out routes, some of the routes I didn't like other teams running, but they're running them right now at the appropriate times. First down 5 yards, second down 4 yards. Now you get this nice 3rd and inches situation where your whole playbook's open.
And the ball, is not handed off. It's play action, but he does throw it down to Redford wide open. Nobody even bothered covering him. Colin Douglas in on the tackle for St. Louis, but another Sioux Falls first down. I think the time of possession for Sioux Falls is like 10 minutes to St. Louis's 30 seconds.
The OC is a magician. You're here now. We're going to run it. Fooled you. We're just going to throw it to the running back.
Tyree hands it off to Redford on first down, gets immediately swallowed up by the St. Louis defensive line. See that Robert Redford averaging 3.6 per carry today.
Right on his average.
That already brings us to the end of the first quarter. St. Louis Gladiators 0, Sioux Falls 3. But Sioux Falls is knocking on the door again. You are watching the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music. Matt, the game's flying by so far.
Pardon the pun for the sparrows, but yes.
Tweet, tweet. Delightful little birdies, I think I called them in my power rankings. Robert Redford breaking a couple tackles. Gain of 4. 3rd down and 6.
Again, you're noticing with this offense, even when the 3rd downs come, they're mostly 3rd and medium, 3rd and short. And that puts you in a great situation for success on converting these.
6 yards is going to be a little too far for these out routes they've been running, though. They're going to need to go with something over the middle, which they've also had success in. So, really, I think the playbook's wide open for Tyree. Tyree back to throw. He's got Redford open on the right side. Goes over to left. Nearly picked off. Dangerous, dangerous throw. It was right in and out of the hands of Kilroy Kalua.
He could have dumped it to his back, but, dangerous, dangerous game.
Right.
Sitting back in zone and just...
I really thought that was going to Redford. He was all alone, kind of waving his arms around like, I'm here.
Hello.
Hello. The ball, please. But it was not to be, so we're going to see Sammy Prefontaine out to try his second field goal of the day. Willie Beeman on to hold.
Slick Willie.
Slick Willie Beeman. Sammy Prefontaine, one of the few left-footed kickers in the league.
Belichick special.
Who's that? The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is through the uprights. 6-0 Sioux Falls over St. Louis here early in the second quarter.
think he's a coach that got banned long ago for the SFL for random acts of violations of cheating and deflating balls and all sorts
All
of
right.
things.
Hashtag Deflategate. St. Louis will get the ball back. Only their second possession of the game, and we're already in the second quarter. And their first possession was no more than 2 minutes.
Win for the defense, though. It's only 6-0.
Yeah, we said bend but don't break the first time around, and they're sticking to that for sure. So, brings the ball up to the 30-yard line. You see it says Swaim on the back of his jersey, not to be confused with tight end Elijah Swaim. That is wide receiver Jacob Swaim, one of the backup receivers on the team.
Are they related? We may never know.
I am not the man to ask. So we see Dylan Asil back on the field for first down. He's going to pass. Quick throw out to the right-hand side. Caught. I think he stepped out of bounds. That's probably going to be a late hit.
Yeah, that was...
He stepped out of bounds before the first down marker and stepped back in, kept running.
That's kind of a weird late hit. I don't know if the defenders actually knew what happened.
I'm not sure the defender saw that foot, but that doesn't matter. A.J. Levy called for the roughing.
Oh, here we go. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that's weak, but I mean it is what it is. I mean he did step out, but
we tackled him by the feet. Oh no. I've seen worse late hits in the SFL.
Oh yeah, that was pretty vanilla. But it does give St. Louis a first down on Sioux Falls side of the field. High snap to Asil. He's got a man open on the left side. He picks him. He throws it over to Diaz. Scoots his way up for the first down. But no farther as he gets absolutely leveled by Chris Dodd from the free safety position.
No farther. I thought he was dead to rights. I thought they were going to close in on him. But look at the speed from Asil here. Or from Diaz.
Yep. Click, click, boom. Took out the guy with the stick, too.
Look out. No one's safe on the SFL sidelines, not even the water boy or the towel boy.
So St. Louis threatening now as they're inside the 40-yard line. Hands the ball off to Diaz. Has some room over to the right-hand side. Tries to turn his way back up through the defensive line and is tackled after a gain of 2.
It's going to be hard skating for Diaz. Sioux Falls has a triple star linebacker attack. 3 good linebackers. So, it might not get a great pass rush, but they're definitely going to be hard to run on.
Asil in the gun here on second down. Looking downfield, throws deep down the middle, and it is picked off. Interception by A.J. Levy. He runs it back up to the 27. That's the second interception for Asil today. Already doubling his debut last week. And Levy redeems himself from that penalty he had earlier. I think he was a little upset about that penalty, Matt.
I would be too. Maybe they got some film on Asil from last week. They saw some things on Sioux Falls, some weaknesses, and they're trying to exploit them. It's always easy when you're, a rookie quarterback and there's no tape. Once they see some tape, that's when things get a little more difficult.
Agreed. So Sioux Falls will take back over for another drive. Let's see if this one also takes another 10 minutes. Ball is handed off to Redford. Gaping hole up the middle. He's wrapped up and tackled after a gain of 9.
I think Scott LaRue is in on that tackle. Now this is going to be interesting to see what Sioux Falls does here. 2nd and 1. Do they just run it twice?
I would, but, I mean, we've been seeing Tyree just keep on chucking it. But he does hand it off to Redford. Another gaping hole up the middle. Nice gain on the play to the Sioux Falls 44-yard line. Robert Redford. And he's averaging a little more than his season-long 3.3.
Now, see, this is the difference, is that St. Louis has one really excellent linebacker, Aiden Friday, who was paid more than anybody on Sioux Falls, the linebacking core. That's just one linebacker compared to 3.
Right.
So up the middle is going to be weak, going to be open.
Play action, pocket collapsing, throws it down to Redford. He is wrapped up and tackled for only a gain of 1.
Still, Tyree showing some great pocket presence there, not getting sacked, not throwing a wild ball, just getting what he could get out of that.
It was looking dangerous there, but yeah, every time it looks like he's under pressure, he just kind of laughs and throws the ball for a completion and a big gain. In that case, it was a small gain, but another play action. Redford steps over to left, throws in and out of the hands of, I believe, no, that wasn't Michael Moore. I believe that looks like that was one of the backup receivers.
A lot of play action. I think that's the second one I've seen run by Sioux Falls. Little more play action than you usually see out of teams in the SFL.
Yeah,
could catch St. Louis off guard.
Yeah, absolutely. That was actually tight end J.J. McGee who couldn't haul in the pass. So Tyree back in the gun. Looking downfield, has all day to throw, throws it deep down the left-hand side. Oh, that was nearly picked off. Once again, Kilroy Kahula.
The guy's all over the place.
I've said his name about being in the backfield, tipping balls. Now he just nearly got a pick. He's everywhere.
Someone needs to pay that man some more money.
And that's going to bring up the first punt of the day for us. Max Mulholt kicks the ball back to the 20-yard line where it is returned for a gain of about 1. And we'll see St. Louis take back over. Now, St. Louis, the poor offense hasn't been on the field long enough for me to get through this. So here on their third possession, let's take a look at the St. Louis offense. We've mentioned Dylan Asile a few times. Cody Scott is the leading receiver on the team, 358 yards, 3 touchdowns on the year. Nick Finch at receiver, and Elijah Swaim, who we've already seen with a catch at the tight end position. And obviously we've mentioned Denzel Diaz a few times. He's had a few rushing attempts. And here comes another one. Runs over to the left-hand side, outrunning the tackler.
Ooh.
And finally
that was
brought
a nifty
down.
Move by Diaz. He kind of backed up for an extra 1 or 2 yards.
He got wrapped up by Chris Dodd and then still backpedaled a little bit more.
When you're that tiny, you can make things happen. Just a little move here, a little move there, and you're just invisible.
I imagine the St. Louis coach was telling Asile to calm down a little bit and be a little bit more careful with these throws. Can't have 2 picks this early in the game.
Oh, no.
Diaz wrapped up in the backfield. Nick Fargo in on the tackle.
I don't mean to laugh, fans, but it's my least favorite play. The shotgun draw.
Let's take a look
Especially when you
at
got
the
3-star linebackers.
I was just to say, let's take a look at the Sioux Falls defense. We haven't done that yet. Chris Dodd, free safety. AJ Levy, seen him make a pick. He's also a free safety. Nick Pop, he's had a pick. Cornerback. Adam Okoye is also a corner. And the 3 linebackers Matt keeps mentioning: Alex Parker, Nick Fargo, Levant Irvine. And that ball is tipped away by Carpenter. Brings up a 4th down and 4. So 3 disappointing drives for St. Louis in a row, Matt.
You know, I've seen more, though, out of the... I don't mind the play calls. It's just they haven't worked out. You know, there's more variety in their offense. I'm liking it, but they just need something big to happen for them, and they need Asile to calm down.
And the punt is away. Taken at the 32-yard line up to the 34. We'll take a brief break. You're watching the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music.
Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
It's Andy Hamilton with a message about the SFL. As we see Sioux Falls take back over, Redford, Tyree, the pocket collapsed on him this time. Manny Eisenhower, the big old DT in the backfield.
Look out.
That D-line is disruptive. I mean, we don't call him out a lot, but, I mean, it's because, I mean, like, Eisenhower usually is taking on at least 2 blockers. So is Scott LaRue. And it allows the rest of the Sioux Falls defense to make plays. But In that case, Eisenhower right back there, breaking that whole play up.
Oh.
Pass out of bounds to Redford. Brings up a 3rd down and 10. So this drive's going a little bit quicker than the other ones for Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls showing some warts on some play calls. I gave them some props earlier, but now it's starting to fall apart a little bit. I mean, they're winning, but St. Louis is doing better.
Trips formation to the left for Sioux Falls on 3rd down and 10. Tyree in the gun. Throws a quick pass, wide open man over on the right-hand side. Complete past midfield for a 1st down. Keeping the drive alive.
That's a heartbreaker for St. Louis.
A.J. Warren just torches this guy.
Look at the zip on that ball. Whoa.
Nick Daggs with great closing speed, able to make the tackle, but couldn't quite get there fast enough to break up the pass.
Nice and quick. Didn't give Tyree enough time for any kind of pressure to develop. Just winged it out of there.
Yep. And the blitz coming. Tyree throws complete down the middle. He is gone. Touchdown. Sioux Falls. Michael Moore with his 3rd touchdown on the season.
And look, he's even flapping his wings.
He's doing the sparrow dance.
Did he get concussed? Does he think he's a bird? Maybe he's just happy. Let's look at this coverage. It's zone, and yeah, Douglas gets 44. Actually, that's Colin Douglas.
Colin Douglas, yeah.
He got torched.
You know who I don't see in this replay, Matt? The safeties.
Where was the safety?
Where was the safeties? They were
the
blitzing.
Last line of defense. Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah. The safety blitz is great if they get there, and if they don't, a quarterback like Julian Tyree, he's just going to eat you alive. Extra point try is successful. Brings our score up to Sioux Falls 13, St. Louis nothing. Again, you are watching the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
So far, Matt, it's been a battle of two teams that both are a little bit different in regards of takeaways and turnovers. You know, so far this season, Sioux Falls has 10 turnovers, whereas St. Louis had only had 4 before they came into the game here. You know, takeaways, the Sioux Falls defense has 9. St. Louis actually has 11, which, like I mentioned at the beginning of the game, darn near leads the league. But so far, that script has kind of been flipped here, with Sioux Falls having 2 takeaways and St. Louis nothing.
Completely. They need to flip it again.
They need to flip it back.
They need...
Hand off to Diaz. No gain on that play. Immediately wrapped up and brought down.
This is what I'm talking about. From the Sioux Falls side, you know, 3rd and medium, 3rd and short. St. Louis has a 3rd and 10.
Yep.
And their chances are not, well, we'll see.
And that was one of your linebacker trio. That was Nick Fargo with the tackle. Basile back to throw on 3rd down, throwing over the middle. Wobbler, it is caught for the 1st down right at midfield. Great pitch and catch.
Little sidearm delivery to get that done. See the replay. Well, yeah, watch the seal here. You're going to see his arm. Whoop!
I think his arm might have gotten hit.
Right around the big boy.
Yep, Nick Fitch with the reception.
Can't throw over him, throw around him. That's not the rating you'd like to see if you're a St. Louis fan.
Not so much, but hey, if they can keep this drive going, then they can get right back in this game. But that throw, that ain't going to help. That was another one of your linebacker trio, Levant Irvine, wrapping him up for a loss of 1.
It's going to be hard to, get those kind of shorter throws and running up the middle on this linebacking core. You'll have a lot of time in the pocket. The question is, what are you going to do with it?
High snap to Sioux. He takes it, throws it over to a wide open man on the left-hand side. Complete. Gain of 9. 3rd down and 9. Actually, it was a gain of 10. That pass was hauled in by wide receiver Tito Moss. Tito.
Or if he came from south of the border.
May have. Brings up 3rd down and 1. Power eye set. 2 receivers to the right-hand side. Sioux Falls D-line shifting. Looks like they're showing some pressure here. Asil hands the ball off to Diaz. He finds a hole. He's over on the right-hand side to the 20, 15, 10, 5. He's gone. Touchdown, St. Louis. What a run, Matt.
Ding, ding, ding. That's what you would expect. Diaz, just nice block.
Oh, took his guy right out. Chris Dodd tried to catch him, but he just can't do it.
Just doesn't quite have the gas. Yeah, that's just what St. Louis needed.
Yeah.
Big play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sioux Falls just had one, so.
And here's Graham Northrup on for the extra point try. Called him out earlier accidentally. Juice Williams on the hold. The kick is up, and it's good. 13-7 here, 3 minutes to go left in the first half. So, yeah, we were mentioning the turnovers. I mean, Asil already with 2, as it actually brings Sioux Falls total up to match St. Louis with 11 on the season. So, yeah, it's definitely flipping the script. I mean, we've been kind of singing the praises of Julian Tyree because of the success he's had so far on the season, but he actually has 9 picks. He's got more picks than touchdowns, which is definitely not a stat that you want to see.
Yeah, every game's a little bit different, though, and today he's looked pretty good, so we'll see if St. Louis can get a turnover of their own to kind of even push the momentum more in their favor.
Yeah. A.J. Warren on the return brings it up to the 27-yard line. Sioux Falls will take over. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Looking to put some more points on the board.
Off.
Yeah. They got their defensive backs 10 yards in the backfield, afraid of the deep threat. And here comes a deep pass, and that's why they should be afraid of the deep threat. That is hauled in by Sean Harrelson for a first down at midfield.
What are these DBs doing? They're just... See, he's in the slot, playing a zone, and wow, that's just a great throw.
Yeah.
Great throw and catch.
But, I mean, if you're going to play 10 yards off, you better make that play.
Yeah, you got to be on that, man, like white on rice.
Crazy Eights in the chat calling Denzel Diaz Mighty Mouse. I wonder what Diaz thinks of that. Tyree back to throw on first down. Throws it over to the right-hand side. Hauled in by A.J. Warren for a gain of 7.
Breaks a tackle.
And Sioux Falls once again on the St. Louis side of the field.
Again, 7-yard gain on first down. Making it easy.
And that's the thing that, you mentioned the out routes we've been seeing from other teams earlier in the season. They were going for 2 yards, 3 yards. I mean, these out routes are going for 5, 6, 7 yards.
Yeah.
Tyree, big drop, big pass over the middle. Oh, it is picked off. Intercepted. There comes the Tyree picks. Returned up to the 38-yard line. That was Freeman Peltier with the interception for the ball-hawking St. Louis defense.
One of the higher-paid defensive players. And
yeah,
that's a nice play.
He saw that poster out coming. He was all over Michael Moore that time. He saw Moore come in his direction, and I'll just step in front of this and take it away.
Moore's caught quite a few balls already, so...
Yeah, he's already over 100 yards. 7 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown for Michael Moore.
Interesting from St. Louis here. Don't do it, St. Louis.
Might already be in the in the 2-minute drill. Hands it off to Diaz. He's wrapped up in the backfield and brought down. Brought down hard. Alex Parker with the tackle for a loss. That, Matt, will probably bring us right to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Sioux Falls 13, St. Louis 7, but St. Louis looking to get a few more points on the board. Be great for them if they could at least get a field goal on this drive and let the clock run out.
Everyone needs to listen to Coach Wilson and not run a shotgun draw. They'd be better off.
Delete from the playbook.
What the heck? The sneak.
Okay. Direct snap to the quarterback who runs it for short gain. Wasn't quite expecting that one, man.
That was like 10 yards he ran. I didn't say that was off the table. I just said the running back. I think Sioux Falls is like, what the heck's going on? He's moving so slow, but it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a blimp. No, it's a seal.
It's a seal.
Whatever a seal makes, I don't know.
3rd down and 2. Seal back to throw. Has a wide open man past the sticks. Pass hauled in by Cody Scott for a 1st down, and they stop the clock at midfield. Nice play call.
That's how you run an out route, though.
That's
you
it.
Got 3 yards, boom. You know, I see things out of the St. Louis Gladiators offense. They haven't been that successful points-wise, but there's been some creative play calling, and I'm liking much more what I'm seeing this week than a couple weeks before. Everyone's getting involved.
Sioux Falls defense shifting over to the left side. And here comes the run. They were expecting it, but Diaz with another hole up the middle gains the 1st down past the 40-yard line. I thought he was about to go again.
Well, I'll take 10 yards on 1st down any day of the week.
Absolutely.
Especially with this linebacking core.
Diaz having an impressive day. 10 attempts, 78 yards.
I get nervous with these.
Yeah, a seal alone in the backfield. Throws a out route to the left-hand side. Had a couple of clear outs. Oh, and he is hit hard. Cody Scott with a nice gain. The seal hurries back to the line.
Better hurry.
The seal looking downfield. Throws a short pass just past the sticks.
Good throw by a seal.
Yep, good, smart, safe throw.
3 timeouts. Don't throw a pick here. At least get a field goal.
As we tick down, 35 seconds to go. Low snap, a seal looking, throws it over to the left side. Can he get out of bounds? He does. 2nd down and 6. Another gain of 4 for Cody Scott.
You know, it's not gigantic chunks, but it's a good series run so far by a seal. Just nice quick throws. Get your yards. Don't make any mistakes.
2nd down and 6. 32 seconds to go. 24 yards away. A seal flanked by 2 running backs, 3 receiver set.
They both go
looking,
out.
Throwing it deep over the middle. Caught, and he is. Oh, he is brought down at the 1. I thought he fell over the goal line, but he did not. Nick Finch with his 2nd catch of the day.
That was an all-go. All the running backs left. The seal was alone in the pocket, and he delivered a strike. And
yeah.
His butt hit.
His tush hit the 1, Matt.
Let's see if the Mighty Mouse can deliver this one into the end zone for St. Louis. They got 22 seconds, so to me, I'm just trying to run this ball at least twice.
Yep. And I think they've used one of their timeouts at this point, so they have a couple remaining.
Still 2 is good enough. I'd run this. Okay.
And the seal's gonna throws it over the right side, deep fade to the. Yeah, it is hauled in for a touchdown. Elijah Swaim, the big tall tight end in the back corner, all alone. Adam Okoye was in coverage, but he got lost.
Someone forgot about the big tight end, aisle 5.
2 feet in the back corner. It is good.
Well, this game's turned around in a hurry.
Absolutely. It looked like it was all Sioux Falls to start that first quarter. St. Louis had the ball for less than a minute, and now they have turned it around. It's all tied up, and we have the kicker back on the field to try to see if we can give St. Louis their first lead of the day. Kick is up, and it's through. St. Louis takes the lead with 22 seconds to go here in the first half. You are watching the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music.
Don't miss the SFL podcast every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern on Twitch before the league's weekend slate gets kicked off. Join me, Mighty RX, defending champion team owner Ramos Slim, and our host, Jack Brown, to break down all the headlines in the SFL. Jack, yeah, I know we gotta move on. Calm down. See you there, everybody.
Here we go. 18 seconds left in the first half. Sioux Falls with the ball. What do you think, Matt? Are they going to try to get something? I think they still have all 3 of their timeouts.
I would. You got Tyree. Just bomb the heck out of it.
Looks like they're in a running set. I only see 2 receivers. They do just hand the ball off to Redford. He is met at the line of scrimmage. Brought down, and they're just going to let the clock tick away. Big Manny Eisenhower shuts down any attempt that Sioux Falls might have been trying to make there. And the clock hits 0 in the first half of the first game of Week 6 here in the SFL is complete. St. Louis Gladiators 14, Sioux Falls Sparrows 13. We will be back after halftime. And welcome back to Liberty Park here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Started out the game at 5 degrees. We are now at -1. Freezing here, Matt.
I brought a space heater. I don't know what's up with you. I'm tired. After our burning and drowning and jets firing at us, I'm ready for everything now.
It's been a scary season for us so far, but just a little chilly here today. Nice return by Swaim up to the 31-yard line. St. Louis will take the ball back over, and that's how you want to do it. You score a touchdown right before the half and get the ball right back.
They got Mr. Momentum.
Dylan Asile having a serviceable game so far. 12 of 15, 98 yards, a touchdown, but he does have the 2 picks, which kind of torpedo his quarterback rating, currently at 60. Hands the ball off to Diaz over to the right-hand side, spins for a gain of 2. Matt, we got a much closer game than I was expecting so far.
Well, coming out of that first quarter, it looked like Sioux Falls is running away with it. And then St. Louis says, "Not so fast, sir." And turnovers.
Yeah.
St. Louis forced a turnover and then turned the momentum around.
Yep, that was definitely a possible momentum shifter. I mean, we had Seal with the 2 picks early in the first quarter, and then they got one of their own. A Seal over the middle, complete for the first down. Nice throw to Cody Scott.
Scared the heck out of me. I thought that might have been a pick.
Speaking of turnovers, nope, that is caught. Gets it all the way up to midfield.
Let's watch. Oof.
Wow.
Right over 92.
Yeah, Fargo.
Getting nervous there.
Fargo, he could have made a play on that ball, but
Yeah, Nick
turned
needs
his
to get
back.
some ball hawking abilities.
So 1st and 10 from the 48. St. Louis threatening to extend their lead even further. So far, 14 unanswered points. Diaz with the handoff. Wrapped up that time by Fargo. Loss of 3 on the play.
Don't want to make Fargo angry.
Second down and 13.
Don't get too nutty here if you're St. Louis. You got the lead. Get like 5 yards back. That's fine. Don't throw a pick.
Okay, definitely don't want to throw a pick now. A Seal to throw. Throws it over the left side. Caught for a very short gain. Brings up a 3rd down and 8. Elijah Swaim getting back in the action again. His third catch of the day.
Didn't I say 5 yards? I think they got 5 yards.
Well, they need 8 more if they want to keep this drive going.
Yes, but it's much more manageable now. You've got, half your playbook instead of a quarter of your playbook open.
Sioux Falls showing pressure, but they drop back. A Seal looking to throw. Throws it left. Complete. First down. Swaim again.
Yeah, perhaps one of the weaknesses of the Sioux Falls defense is their lack of pressure on the quarterback. They got the linebacking core. That's great, but if you can't get any pressure on your QB, it could be, especially like a rookie like a Seal, you're giving him a chance to get in rhythm.
Yeah. Power eye set here on first down at the Sioux Falls 40-yard line. Throws it down to Diaz on the left. Immediately wrapped up and tackled, but he did get a gain of 4. Fargo again on the tackle.
Good play for your rookie quarterback. Get him nice and comfy, especially on the road.
The short, safe throws, they work. That's really what Sioux Falls has been doing so far this game. Just a bunch of short, safe throws, those out routes that went for good yardage. There were some passes straight down the middle that went for big gains, too. Sioux Falls has been great on offense, but St. Louis all in control here, throwing it deep down the right-hand side. Caught! He's gone! Touchdown! St. Louis!
Woo-wee! A Seal dropped that one in the bucket, let me tell you.
Yep.
Let's look at this beauty.
Floated right over the top. Tito Moss.
You got mossed, son.
A.J. Levine just, I don't know. He wasn't giving Moss his just dues or something. Watched the ball go over his head. Graham Northrup on for the extra point try, and we are looking at 21 unanswered points after Sioux Falls got out to a quick 13-0 lead.
Stop doing my job. I was going to say that. I was going to say, isn't that 21 answered? Fine.
It is 21 unanswered.
It is 21 unanswered. So this is what a great game we have here. St. Louis has just put their foot on the throat of Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls got to get going now.
Northrup has the ball teed up, ready to kick it back off to Sioux Falls. That's definitely what you want to see. Look at what St. Louis just did. They scored a touchdown, got the ball right back to start the second half, went right downfield again, and scored another touchdown. That's how you want to do it. That's how you win ball games.
But you see the way they did it, though. They're dinking, dunking, getting 4 or 5 yard gains instead of 2 or 3 yard gains, and then Sioux Falls comes up, and then they just throw one deep.
Yeah.
That's how you want to run your offense.
So Sioux Falls comes back out onto the field. Julian Tyree leading the team back out there. Tyree, 20 of 26, 187 yards, a touchdown and a pick so far today. About a 93 quarterback rating. Play action to Redford, then he throws it over the middle, caught for a gain of 7.
Sorry for the interrupt. That play action, it's very unusual.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of it today.
They're lucky one of the linemen hasn't busted through and ruined Tyree's day.
Give a quick shout out to Great Scott here on stats. He's really doing a great job keeping these stats up to date, giving us some live stat information to give to you all listening to the game. If you're looking for something to do while you're watching SFL games, reach out to Andy Hamilton, join the stats team. It's a great way to get involved in the league, especially if you're a free agent looking for a team, you want to get your name out there. There's other things that you can do before you get on a roster. 3rd down and inches. Quick flag, but the throw over the middle. Caught for the first down past midfield. Did they jump off sides? I didn't see that, Matt.
Yep, they jumped. Harrelson says, decline it, please.
Yeah, Manny Eisenhower hopped off sides, but that penalty will be declined because Harrelson got the throw just past midfield. Smart play by Tyree to chuck it. He saw the free play, and nobody was too far downfield and pressure was coming, but he wanted to get rid of it and was able to get a good chunk of yards.
See if St. Louis can bring some heat.
Tyree throwing deep down the middle, picked off again. Oh, and he got his head just taken off. Freeman Peltier with his 2nd pick on the day. Eisenhower happy about that one.
Take a look at this. He's just surveying the field and playing receiver out there.
Yeah. He saw Michael Moore coming. He did the exact same thing that he did on that other pick. He saw Michael Moore coming on the post route and just stepped right in front of where Moore was headed.
That's a major coaching adjustment. Moore was killing them in the first quarter, and he's been quiet for a while now.
Yep. And now we have 2 picks. 2 picks by the St. Louis defense who, again, I've mentioned a few times. I mean, that's what they've been doing all season long so far, and they're just adding on to their total.
Ooh. Man down.
Yeah, the man's Elijah Swaim. He'll hop right back up from that one. It's going to take a much harder hit to bring down the big Elijah Swaim. Swaim much more involved in this game than the last one that you and I watched, Matt. 5 receptions, 28 yards, and a touchdown for Swaim so far.
I think he was drinking a margarita the last time we saw him.
And another free play. Diaz is going to get the ball. He's tackled for a loss, but Sioux Falls jumped off sides, so they'll get a free 5 yards, and it'll bring them close to a first down.
Sioux Falls looking like they're coming unglued.
Yeah.
It's like, are they like a sprinter that just had 100 yards and they're just dead tired? I have no idea. They had that first quarter and then they're like, okay, we're out of gas.
Johnny Summers flagged for jumping off sides, brings up a 3rd down and short.
Oh no. Don't do it to me, St. Louis.
Actually, a 2nd down correction on that. The Seal hands it off to Diaz, runs over to the right side. He's able to get enough for the first down.
Luckily, a Seal can break some tackles because that was a tight one.
Brings it up to the St. Louis 42-yard line. The Seal under center. 4 receivers set. Diaz in the backfield. A Seal back to throw. Looking downfield. Has a wild. Dumps it down to Diaz. Catches it. Runs it up. Gains of about 15. Nice gain on that play. Nick Fargo finally able to bring him down, but not until he gets to the Sioux Falls 41-yard line.
Let's get into Diaz. He's running like a madman. Looks like he just turns on. Look at this. Goodbye.
Acceleration, 110. Guy's got speed.
Yeah, for sure. He hides behind the fullback so nicely.
The D-line can't even see him right now. A Seal making an adjustment at the line. Throws it down to Diaz again. I guess he liked what he saw last time. Not quite the same result this time around. Gain of 1. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, 10 yards is really key right now for St. Louis. That puts them on the outskirts of field goal range. And a made field goal here would be a big step in the right direction. Make it very difficult for Sioux Falls.
Neither of these teams invested too heavily in a kicker, so not quite the same talent level that you see on some other teams. Dumped down to the fullback over on the right side, gain of 4, 3rd down and 5. You know, in a game that could end up coming down to the wire.
Hey, that guy's name's Steck.
Wait, is that Truckee?
Truckee's playing defense. But yes.
Oh, no, that was Truckee Steck, Matt. Truckee Steck, he's the fullback of the St. Louis Gladiators. I forgot about that.
Oh,
Matt's favorite fullback right there.
Truckee.
Oh,
no.
He is sacked. Huge sack for the Sioux Falls defense.
Been calling him out for the lack of pass rush, and well,
Tyrone Black gets right in the backfield that time.
Oh,
Embarrasses the left tackle.
yeah, there was breakdown all over that line, and that's a real heartbreaker for St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis was knocking on the door again, but instead Jack Kissinger out to punt.
Heat was coming.
Fair catch called at the 10-yard line. Take a quick break. You are watching the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in the DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
Tyree picked off. Quick throw, and he's picked off back to the 2015.
Oh, man.
A huge play for the St. Louis defense. Colin Douglas. No, excuse me, that's Aaron Arrington. One of my players to watch. 5 picks on the season now.
Arrington strikes, and again, that's just underthrown.
Nick Daggs throws a block, and Arrington's able to get the ball back to the 15-yard line. St. Louis, just like that, punts it away, gets it right back, and they are knocking on the door inside the red zone. Wow.
What happened to the Sioux Falls short medium passing game? It's been abandoned.
Well, they're panicking, Matt. 21 unanswered points, and now threatening more. I mean, Tyree has been known for picks this season. He had 9 on the year. He's got 3 more on the day. The pass into the end zone, It is broken up. They tried to go for the quick strike, but Nick Pop says no, sir.
Nick Pop saved the touchdown. He kind of got beat here, and he's like, nah.
Oof. Good thing he's got some jumping.
The Matumbo SWAT. St. Louis just be careful.
Yeah.
Field goal range.
I agree. I don't mind that call. I mean, you know me. If I get a turnover and I'm able to, make a quick strike, that's what I like to do. I want to go for the throat. Diaz runs the ball, gains only 1, immediately wrapped up and brought down. Nick Fargo, again, been calling out his name a lot. Alex Parker in on that tackle as well. A little teamwork.
So here's a tricky spot, 3rd and 9, but it's really 3rd and goal.
Right. Well, and that is the problem with going for the throat right on 1st down and not getting it. Is obviously brings up a 2nd and 10. Then you hand the ball off, only a gain of 1. A seal back to throw, throwing into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Swaim jumping and trying to haul that in. I thought he had it, but he must have dropped it on his way to the ground.
Review?
Man, I thought he had that one. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep. We'll get another look at this.
Let's see my expert breakdown whether this is a good challenge or not. Nice route. Coming across, and nope.
Oh, no, that left foot looks like it was out of bounds.
Whew. Close.
Yep. And Timeout is charged for that challenge. Yeah, I think that they had to at least try. I mean, that would have put him up huge. He did have possession of it, but that left foot was out of bounds. And the way the rules work here in the SFL, on the field of play, 1 foot inbounds is enough to get a catch. In the end zone, you must get 2. And he only had the right foot down, left foot was out. So they try the field goal, kick is up, and is through. Matt, how many unanswered points?
24.
I didn't want to take it away from you that time. 24 unanswered points. Graham Northrup, right down the middle.
A little off to the side.
Okay. It was close. Either way, it's good. 24-13. After Sioux Falls looking like they were coming out on fire here at home, things have just kind of fallen apart. Well, and that's what 3 picks will get you. I mean, the reason that Sioux Falls was looking so good at the beginning was because of Asil's 2 interceptions, and then Julian Tyree throws 3 interceptions of his own, and points are scored off those interceptions, and look at that. The scoreboard is flipped.
Yeah, these weren't like, punt or interceptions that were like punts where they're at the other 20. They were in the opponent's territory and leading to at least a field goal.
So Tyree leads his offense back out on the field. He's going to have to try to settle down. Can't afford any more picks. Throws it complete. Nice pitch and catch over the middle of Sean Harrelson. Now with 72 yards on 5 receptions.
See Tyree and breaking down a little bit, but yeah, nice throw, nice catch.
Great pocket presence by Tyree. I mean, you can even see it on that replay. Chaos around him, but he's just standing there cool as a cucumber, just waiting for his man to get open, and throws it to him, and there you go. First down up to the 45-yard line. Empty backfield for Tyree. 5 receiver set. Tyree, quick throw. Incomplete.
All right, maybe he takes a shot in the head.
Yeah, threw the ball to Ashley Anderson, the fullback. I'm kind of surprised if you're going to run a 5 receiver set that one of those receivers would be your fullback. I mean, they have 3 good receivers in Harrelson, Warren, and Moore. Maybe throw a couple of tight ends or another receiver in there, but it's the fullback, and that's what you get when you throw it to a fullback, except for Truckee Steck.
Truckee, MVP.
Team Truckee. Julian Tyree back to throw. Quick throw over to the right-hand side. Ouch. Arrington levels. Absolutely levels.
I think
Redford.
Tyree's calling. He wants PI, but I think he just got decapitated.
He's not going to get PI there. I mean, Redford was killed, but Arrington waited until the ball was there. So.
And there's no red fabric available, so we might have to make a green tent.
Trips formation to the right-hand side. Tyree in the gun. St. Louis defense playing off. Throws it over to the right. Caught by Warren, but that is going to be short of first down yardage by quite a bit. 4th down and 6.
Man, Sioux Falls' play calling is completely falling apart.
Yeah. Whatever halftime adjustments they've made have not been good ones.
Halftime implosion.
Sonic0002 in the chat asking Robert Redford, are you okay? The world wants to know.
We're making a tent. You can ask him.
We're putting the concussion protocol tent together right now. As soon as it's finished, we'll put them in there and take a look.
And visiting hours are available.
But only if you bring a gift. So Asil back onto the field with his offense.
Seal's just got to remain cool, calm, collected, and
he's
turnover free.
Yeah, and he's doing good for a rookie. I mean, he started off the game with 2 picks and then shook that right off, and now he's got some decent yardage. Run by Diaz up the middle for a gain of 3. Seal 21 receptions on 27 tries, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns. Does have the 2 picks, but 90 quarterback rating, definitely an impressive rating after that start.
You'll take that.
Diaz runs over to the right side, jumps over one tackler, tries to spin past the second, can't do it. A.J. Levy brings him down, 3rd down and 3, as we tick down to 30 seconds here in the third quarter.
Trying out for the Olympics. For the high jump.
Sioux Falls crowd on their feet, making noise here on 3rd down and 3. A seal in the gun, 3 receiver set. Hands off to Diaz. Fargo wraps him right up at the line and brought down. 4th and 2. And Fargo having a field day out there today, Matt.
There's one advice I could give the coaches from St. Louis. Delete that play. Run the quarterback. It looked good, but that play is...
It confused the heck out of me, but yes, it worked. That's the end of 3 quarters. 24-13 Gladiators over the Sparrows. You are watching the SFL on Twitch TV, presented by APM Music. Glad to have you all here with us tonight. If you have some bits and you want to cheer them, feel free to cheer your bits. It helps the SFL out. I cheered 30 at the beginning of the game. That's all I have. If anybody wants to top the top bit cheer by the SFL Director of Player Personnel, he cheered 1,612. That must have been earlier tonight, and I missed it because he wasn't the leading cheer guy earlier today.
30 bits. Can you match me, bro?
Match my 30 bits. I ran out of bits. That was all I had.
Watch some more ads.
I tried. They told me I couldn't watch any more today. I maxed out my ads. Sioux Falls back on. Sioux Falls on the field, looking to try to get some points on the board here, Matt. Early in the fourth quarter, they gotta score quickly, I think, to stay in this game. They don't want to give St. Louis another lead. Oh, dangerous pass. Arrington trying to add to his pick total again.
What are they feeding these corners? St. Louis, they've been all over the place. It's like they didn't. I don't know. They got some coffee in the second quarter. They're like, oh yeah, we got to cover.
So someone in the chat asking how you get bits from the ads. If you see that little triangle down by the smiley face where you send your messages, you click that triangle and you can click on get bits, and one of the ways you can get bits is a sack on the play. Wrapped up and brought down Scott LaRue.
That's what I've been waiting for. They, pay these linemen and they got to make some plays. And Tyree almost tried to rip his helmet off.
Manny Eisenhower back there and Scott LaRue also in the backfield. 2 very disruptive defensive tackles. LaRue getting the sack on that play. So, click the triangle, click Get Bits, watch an ad, and once you're done watching the ad, you click I'm done at the top, and you can get some bits. Penalty on the play.
Ooh, is that holding or is that PI? That's going to be interesting to see.
Arrington with the pass breakup, pass intended for Sean Harrelson. And there was an offsides penalty.
Offsides. Ooh, that's a killer for...
Scott LaRue with a nice sack, and then follows that up with a nice penalty. Oops.
Great Scott. That's helping out Sioux Falls because now they've got a much more manageable situation here.
3rd down and 11. Still a tall task, but we've seen it done earlier by Tyree. He just needs to get back into first half form. Tyree back to throw, throws it over to the left-hand side, caught by Moore, but he steps out of bounds. 4th down and 5. 8 receptions, 107 yards for Moore. Nice individual performance, but he couldn't quite get the first down there. That's a crushing blow to Sioux Falls.
Yeah, these are the out routes you don't want to see.
Yeah, that's kind of the ones that we're used to.
Those are more first down out routes. That's the problem sometimes.
Agreed. Max Mulholt on to punt for Sioux Falls. High kick taken at the 21-yard line. Fair catch called for.
Time for some Diaz action, I think.
Yeah.
St. Louis wants to run that clock.
Absolutely. Up by 11, just under 10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time, but yeah, if they can get a good healthy dose of Diaz going, run this clock down, and get themselves a win. And there's Diaz, but he is immediately wrapped up and brought down on the play. Tackled by Malcolm Tucker. He was having no part of that one.
Here's where your linebackers could come in. Their team's trying to run the clock out, and you got those three guys that can possibly stop those runs.
Correction, that was Lennox Sanders, defensive tackle for Sioux Falls. Asil under center in the power I formation. He's going to throw. Steps up into the pocket. Dumps it down to the right-hand side. Gain of 4. Levant Irvine with the tackle.
You can't tackle Truckee Stack. Come on.
Truckee Stack trying to truck Irvine, but that just wasn't going to happen.
He didn't. He caught the ball and he didn't fumble. Good job, Truckee. Good job.
Brings up a 3rd down and 7. Asil going to throw on 3rd down. Looks over the middle. Dangerous pass into triple coverage, trying to hit Elijah Swaim. Pass was broken up, incomplete. Brings up a 4th down and 7 and stops the clock. That kind of a surprising series, Matt. I mean, I think you and I were both expecting to see a healthy dose of Diaz, and we didn't.
Well, you know, the throw to Stack still runs the clock, but yeah, that 3rd down play, very dangerous.
We see the punting unit come back on for St. Louis. Jack Kissinger waiting for the snap. Kicks it away, nearly blocked. Punt return taken at about the 37-yard line, gets it up to the 39. Sioux Falls will take back over. This one's not over yet. It's still a close game. Sioux Falls just has to get back in it. I mean, this has been St. Louis's game ever since the end of the first half, but I mean, it could quickly turn back around.
I mean, Sioux Falls has shown the ability to strike quickly. They just have to, do it carefully.
Yeah. Pocket collapsing, throwing over the middle. Caught. He is gone. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Sioux Falls. A.J. Warren.
Well, just as I said. Oof.
Nick Daggs stepped up there. Looks like he might have thought it was going to be a run, and Warren took advantage of that, ran right past him, right into the end zone.
Smoked.
And right after we get done saying the game's not over, it's a one-possession ball game.
It's not over. See? Just like you said.
just like we said, it's not over. It's like we're Nostradamus, Matt.
I know I am.
Extra point is up, and it is through the uprights. You are watching the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music. Take a quick break.
Join the world's fastest growing sim football community by jumping onto our Discord server. Use the Discord command in chat to keep up with schedules, news, notes, announcements, and polls. Jump off the sidelines and into the action, here where we're loading legends at the SFL.
That was Chris Curtis. Thank you, Chris. Kick taken back up to the 31-yard line by Swaim. We'll see St. Louis take back over and see, their last possession, if they had just given us a healthy dose of Diaz, as you see him on your screen right now. Maybe they could have maintained possession and had a nice long drive, but instead turned it right back over. Quick throw down to Diaz on the left side. Turned it over to Sioux Falls, who's able to do a quick strike, and they're right back in there. And now it's still anybody's ball game. St. Louis has to get some more points on the board. Don't you agree?
Yeah, they can't play conservatively. Now they've got to pretty much open the playbook back up. I mean, you don't want to throw a pick, but you can't just sit on it. You can't just run the ball 3 times and punt again.
No. Seal hands the ball off to Diaz. Avoids the tackle in the backfield once, but not twice. Tackled right at the line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 7. I thought he was going to get tackled for a loss, but sidestepped the guy in the air.
Sonic, thanks for the bits.
Bits.
Show me your bits.
So Jason 1347 in the chat, man, he says that they should have went for 2. Yeah, it would have made it a field goal game, but a little early, I think. Oh, dangerous pass! That's picked off! Picked off at the 40-yard line. Brings it back. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Levant Irvine, touchdown!
And
Sioux Falls retakes the lead.
Holy bananas. And I don't like bananas.
The crowd goes wild. Fireworks.
Levant Irvine.
Pandemonium in the streets.
Caca. The Sparrows are caca.
They're not only are they not out, they are back in it. Zen Osika was the one who got his hands on the ball, tipped it up in the air for Irvine to grab, and man, he looked fast for a linebacker.
Zen Osika? Yeah, good old Zen.
And wow, how about that, Matt? I mean, St. Louis looked like they had this in the bag, and now not only do they not, but they are losing.
The bag has a hole in it.
Extra point try is up and good, and see, just like that, Sioux Falls is up by 3. And getting back to what I was saying right before we were rudely interrupted with that interception. Kidding, of course. But going for 2, it's a little too early for that, and that's why, right there.
Yes.
If they had gone for 2 and missed, now they'd only be up by 2, and St. Louis could just kick a field goal and win the game. Now if St. Louis gets a field goal, it just ties it, and here we are, 7 minutes to go. Return taken up to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Sonic. Actually, you can get more than 5 free bits a day. Just keep watching ads till they tell you to stop. I've gotten like 90 bits in a day.
I've never gotten 90. I usually get to about 30, and then they tell me to go away.
I once got 70 for watching an ad. It was amazing.
Every once in a while, you get some good ads, get some good bits, send those bits to the SFL, and help support your organization.
Whoa!
Another run by a SEAL.
It's still more successful than that halfback run out of the shotgun. Careful there, a SEAL, though. Don't fumble.
Yeah, or get hurt. But the SEAL, 77 rating, 197 yards. He does have 3 picks now, but not a bad performance by the rookie, except for those 3 picks. Especially that last pick being a pick 6, cost them the lead that they had. So deep throw over the left-hand side. No! It picked off again. Never mind. He is having a bad performance. Chris Dodd with the pick returns it up to the 40-yard line. And just like that, Sioux Falls has the ball back in St. Louis territory.
Great Scott.
Matt, what happened to a SEAL?
I don't know. He's rattled. He started he threw that. We had pick 6 for a quarterback's head. I mean,
yeah.
If he's not a veteran, it's hard to shake off.
Yeah.
Being a rookie, he's thinking about it, and he's trying to make up for it. Too much. Your offensive coordinator and your head coach have to help him out, and didn't do him any favors with that play call.
Yep. Only his second start, now 4 picks on the day. Tyree back to throw, throws it over the middle.
Oh, almost.
In and out of the hands of Michael Moore. Wow, this game just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. It's going to come down to the final second.
It's a heavyweight title fight. These teams want the playoffs, and it's a little early, but like I said, they're 8 and 9 out of 10.
Right.
So someone loses, they're going to drop to below 10.
Exactly, and that's what you brought up right at the very beginning of our broadcast here today is, these teams are already looking for, a playoff positioning even this early in the season. Pass over the right-hand side, tipped. Arrington got his hands on it. Daggs in the area. Incomplete pass. Dangerous throw.
Daggs was just jogging. Come on, high for that ball.
Oh, where's that closing speed we saw earlier on that one great tackle? Didn't see it on that play. You got to have a high motor on every play. So we take a look at Scott LaRue and Aiden Friday.
They need to sack Tyree here.
Tyree under center. Tyree going to throw on 3rd down and 10. Wobbly throw. I think that might have been tipped at the line.
He's under a bit of pressure. He had to back up when he threw that, and it kind of went sideways. So St. Louis gets lucky. Moholt to punt.
It's St. Louis.
Hey, is that a hot dog back there? Darn you, ads.
Matt's getting hungry.
Yeah, I know. Taco Bell time again. Sorry, Ramos.
Yeah, it's not Mexican. It's not Mexican, Matt. We'll go, I'm sure, somewhere here in Sioux Falls there's a great authentic Mexican restaurant. We'll go find one here after the game. Assuming we don't freeze to death. The punt downed at the
what a beauty.
7-yard line. Beautiful backspin. Stops the ball dead in its tracks.
I don't see many backspins in the SFL. Usually they just die, but that one actually went back a little bit. Better to be safe than sorry, because some of those sliding saves don't work too well in the SFL.
Backed way up, but just like we saw last week, Matt, we had the ball backed up to the 1-yard line that was immediately followed up with a 99-yard touchdown run. Dangerous Denzel Diaz in the backfield. He's got 85 yards on the day. Trying to find a hole to get through the line. He can't do it. Tackled right at the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10.
Those linebackers be swarming.
Yeah, they're all over the place. The trio that you mentioned earlier, Alex Parker, Nick Fargo, Levon Irvine, I mean, we've heard, especially out of Fargo and Irvine, we've heard their names quite a bit. Parker's had his share of plays, too. You know, 3 combined tackles for a loss out of that group, and, man, they've been disruptive. Diaz takes the ball, tries to, again, get right up the middle. He's tackled for a loss again, and right there you see Alex Parker. And
now, what do you do if you're St. Louis? Do you run the ball, or do you
5.5 to go? Yeah, you gotta throw. I mean, they've got good receivers. Cody Scott, 5 receptions. Elijah Swaim, 5 receptions. Swaim's 6'7". Put it up to the big man. We'll find out here in a second. The seal, he hands it off to Diaz up the middle, but can't find anywhere to go. Alex Parker with the tackle. That brings up a 4th down. What do you think about that, Matt?
I hate it, but I had a feeling it might happen. Because now the St. Louis defense has to step up big time, because Sioux Falls could pretty much run the clock almost all the way down, plus kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Which field goal would put it at a touchdown for the tie.
Right.
Touchdown would make it a 2-possession ball game. So
short
look where they're
punt.
going to get the ball.
Yeah, short punt only to the 40-yard line. Gooner Bear 94 in the chat. Odd decision to run out of the shadow of their own goalpost. That's what we're saying too. I mean, I don't know. I would have liked to see a throw there, especially like I said, Cody Scott. He's hauled in 5 passes. Swaim's hauled in 5 passes. They've been successful in the passing game. You kind of wonder, is the seal rattled with those 4 picks, and he just doesn't even trust himself now. Tyree going down the left-hand side. Harrington almost picks it off again.
Led him a little too far. Led it almost to Arrington.
Yep. Tito McGee, the intended target. Excuse me, J.J. McGee. That's not Tito. Tito's on the other side of the field.
Tito might know where the Mexican restaurants are.
Well, we'll head down to the field after the game and ask. Tyree under center. Looks like we might see Robert Redford on a run here on 2nd down and 10. Oh, play action. Tyree over the middle. Caught for the 1st down. Michael Moore. What a game he's having. 9 catches, 119 yards, and a touchdown.
It's just what the doctor ordered. They get the 1st down. Clock's a-ticking. In field goal range.
Yep. And every 1st down is going to be another, you figure, 2 minutes off the clock if they can keep it running. As we tick down to 4 minutes here to go in the game. Opening game of Week 6. Tyree play action, quick throw. Caught. Gain of 8.
They've been working.
There's McGee again.
Getting back to what worked for them in the first quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Sioux Falls of quarter 1.
I'm just waiting for like the 6 or 7 yard out routes. It'll be
Crash Combs says Redford's brain is still scrambled from that hit earlier. Maybe that's why he's just kind of standing around on the field watching. Sioux Falls inside the red zone here at the 17-yard line, letting that clock tick down. 5 seconds on the play clock at the handoff. Redford breaks through a tackle, and he gets another first down. That clock keeps on rolling, and St. Louis just helplessly watching.
All right, well, St. Louis's only saving grace here is it's on the 13, so it's pretty much, again, first and goal. So they can't allow a touchdown.
No, and for Sioux Falls, run the ball. Trust Redford, see what he can do for you. You don't want to turn it over at this point. Hands it off to Redford, only no gain on that play. I thought he might have gotten a yard, but he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Manny Eisenhower wrapped him up. You can't run through Eisenhower, Matt.
No, that's a lot of beef.
Yeah.
It's corn-fed Iowa beef. Actually, it's corn-fed St. Louis beef. But we don't know where Eisenhower's from, actually, but I'm sure
That's true. It
they
could
have
be
beef.
Iowa.
Eisenhower's around later. We'll have to ask where he's from.
Tyree letting that clock run down. Play action, throws over the middle. Caught, first down and goal. Michael Moore again. On fire today. Don't look now, Max Jackson just cheered 1,650 bits. That is awesome.
Oh, thank you, Max.
Someone wanted to be on that top cheerboard, Matt.
I'm getting
2-minute warning here in the first game of Week 6. You're watching the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music. We got a close one. St. Louis Gladiators 24, Sioux Falls Sparrows 27. Sparrows knocking on the door. And we're going to start seeing St. Louis having to burn some of their timeouts if they keep running the ball and don't score. Tyree back to throw. Ball is tipped. Holy cow, that could have been picked off. I saw Arrington back there, Dags with the SWAT. Either one of them could have picked that ball off, and holy cow, that would have changed the momentum of the whole game.
Yeah. I saw either a touchdown or a pick, but neither happened.
I still think Sioux Falls just needs to run the ball here. My poor heart can't take that. Here we see a little bit more of a running set. You have two tight ends over on the left side to block. But you have 5 down linemen for St. Louis. Tyree under center. Hands it off, runs up the middle, and he is in for the touchdown. Robert Redford.
Not only a great actor, a good running back.
Scoots up the middle. Dags tries to tackle him with one arm. That is not going to work. And Sioux Falls takes a sizable lead now over St. Louis.
Well, we've seen stranger things. It's still possible for a comeback. They didn't use any of their timeouts.
And the extra point is up, and it's good. 34-24, 10-point lead for Sioux Falls. Speaking of unanswered points, the math is too hard for a simple brain like mine, Matt, but Sioux Falls with a bunch of unanswered points of their own now. I think it was 24-13 at one point, so 21. Haha, I got it. 21 unanswered points for Sioux Falls.
Mike does math coming to a YouTube channel.
No, I'd have no subscribers. Kick is away. St. Louis is going to have to get something done here. They take the ball back at the 10. Scoots his way up to the 33-yard line. Nice return. Mexico City Aztecs in the chat trying to help me out. 21 unanswered. Yes, thank you. I got that.
I think that's Ramos.
Probably. He's just angry that you were talking about Taco Bell. It's not real, he says.
I like a Mexican pizza, okay? Give me a break.
Well, then go to a Mexican restaurant.
It even says Mexican pizza in the time.
It's a lie. Dylan DeSeal back to throw. Has all day in the pocket. Ooh,
What?
Throws it. Oh, picked off. Oh, no. Intercepted Alex Parker and the linebacking trio. Wow, what a game for them today. That's a crusher.
Yeah. It's almost a Matt Wilson special. Got through it behind the line, and oh my god.
Wow. Targeting Swaim, and Swaim kind of looked like he gave up on it a little bit.
You gotta play defender there. Oh man, the nail is being put into the coffin right now.
Yeah,
All they got to really do.
Absolutely. The coffin is built, and I mean, look at them, only 25 yards away from scoring yet again.
They don't even need to. Just run, field goal game.
St. Louis
what do I
defense
know?
dropping into coverage. Throw out to Moore, caught for a gain of 6. St. Louis
it's
forced
St. Louis.
to burn a timeout, and they're only down to 1.
The challenge.
The challenge
Forgot about
earlier,
the
yeah.
challenge.
Remember the challenge and the Alamo.
And the Titans.
That's too much to remember. We'll just stick with remembering the challenge for now. 1 timeout left for St. Louis, and that puts them in a really bad spot. They run here with Redford, especially if they get a first down, and that's game. Play action. Under pressure, and that is incomplete.
Stops the clock.
Huge play by the St. Louis defense there. That was Big Mo Biggins.
Mo big.
Mo Biggins.
That hot dog still looks delicious.
Crazy 8 says it's the same thing that happened the last time they played Sioux Falls at home. Game just falling apart on them. Tyree under center. Hands the ball off to Redford.
Nope.
Redford tackled, and St. Louis will burn their last timeout, so they will get another possession. If they had gotten a first down there, that would have been the ball game. They could have kneeled it away, but the St. Louis defense, they're able to get the stop. 4th down and 3. We'll see the field goal unit come on.
Sioux Falls got too cute with that play action again.
Yeah.
And that incompletion cost them about 45 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. They could have ran this down to almost nothing. Sammy Prefontaine on for a 35-yard field goal try. The kick is away. And it's good. Sioux Falls 37, St. Louis 24. You are watching the SFL on Twitch, presented by APM Music. One final break.
SFL fans, make sure you order your custom SFL merchandise from the league store on simulationfl.net. Just click the shop button through the site navigation where you can order what you see or exactly what you want. This is your league. This is your shop. Order now from Richards Printworks on sfl.net.
Swaim on the return brings the ball up to the 30-yard line. We will see St. Louis try to get something going. They're down by 2 touchdowns now.
Time to just let it all hang out. Nothing to lose.
Dylan Asil back to throw. Deep drop. Under pressure. Throws it over to the right-hand side.
Oof.
In and out of the hands of Swaim. Swaim with a couple of drops on the day. Especially the one he had right before that one that led to that pick.
Ugh. Got to help your rookie quarterback out, and that's not the way to do it.
Especially for a wily old veteran like Elijah Swaim. I mean, the man should be catching the ball. Volcano 4 looking for St. Louis to make a legendary comeback. That would be stellar. I hope they do. That'd be a fun game to watch. Asil back to throw, throwing deep down the left-hand side. Caught!
No!
He is all the way up to the 30-yard line. They're going to hurry to the line. Elijah Swaim caught that one. Come on, get up to the line, St. Louis.
Audible.
Asil making a change at the line. Back to throw, looking deep downfield. Throws it over to the right side. Caught again inside the 15-yard line. Swaim again making the reception. All the way down to the 12. They're going to hurry back to the line again.
Spike it.
Asil under center. Yeah, looks like they will spike the ball here. Hurry up. Get that ball clocked. 47 seconds to go, and we are back in the red zone for St. Louis. This one is not done yet.
They needed to clock it to get Swaim to the tent. He took a licking. Oof. Hopefully he's okay.
There's no time for the tent. Dismantle the tent. Swaim needs to be out there, Matt. Swaim with that touchdown reception earlier in the day. If you remember the fade to the back corner of the end zone. 3 receiver set. Looks like Swaim is on the sideline. A Seal back to throw, throws over the middle, caught, touchdown, St. Louis! Cody Scott, his 6th reception on the day, and he brings it in for a touchdown, and don't look now, we have a 1-score game.
Ooh, daddy. Nice throw by a Seal. See, we've seen good a Seal and bad a Seal. That was the good a Seal.
Yeah, I mean, the picks that he's thrown, five picks. It's hard to win when you lose the turnover battle, and they're losing the turnover battle, which I'm surprised about because of how good the defense is at taking the ball away, and Tyree's history of throwing picks so far this year. But it's a Seal that's the one throwing all the picks, but they're still in it. Extra point try is up, and it is good. 43 seconds to go. We have to see an onside kick. And Matt, you've been around in the league a long time. How successful are onside kicks typically in the SFL?
10%.
Well, for St. Louis's sake, let's hope we get that 1 in 10 here. It all comes down to this. If they get it, the game continues. If Sioux Falls gets it, the game is over. The kick is away. Bounce. Sioux Falls gets it, and they can kneel the game away. A nice try by St. Louis.
Oh, boy. It's a little bit too long.
Yeah.
You can hope for a bobble, and that guy was very sure-handed. But what a game.
And we see Julian Tyree under center getting ready to kneel the ball away. No timeouts left. The play clock matches the game clock, and that should be the ball game. Coming up next, stay here on Twitch for the Fan Night game as the Mexico City Aztecs take on the Tallahassee Pride. Tomorrow, turn into YouTube at 3 p.m. Central for your choice of 3 games. Queen City at Atlanta, London at Indianapolis, or Oklahoma City at Chicago.
Ooh, Fan Night? Maybe I'm staying at my foam finger.
I thought we were going to go find a Mexican place, Matt.
Well, Cam, I'm waiting for my foam finger.
That's the ball game. Your final score, St. Louis Gladiators 31, the Sparrows 37. Tomorrow, stick around after the 3 p.m. games for 5 p.m. Central, another trio of games. Houston visits San Francisco, Tulsa heads to Carolina, Dallas takes a trip up north to Vancouver. You also definitely don't want to miss Monday night. Come back here to Twitch as we will be live on the front page in front of potentially tens of thousands of people. 7 p.m. Central Time, San Antonio Vaqueros will host the mighty Alaska Storm. This has been a presentation of the SFL presented by APM Music. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Mike Daggs along with Matt Wilson saying good night, everybody.
See ya.